YouTube, hey, hello, how you doing? I go by the name of Mike T, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video. Now, we're officially 5 days into summer, and I wanted to go over one of the hottest shoes on the market today, technically a slide, but we're going to talk about none other than the Adidas Yeezy Slide. So coming up, whenever you order a pair, you're going to get this in a standard Yeezy box. You know, we've come accustomed to this, you know, just kind of minimal brown cardboard box, just a slide on the front. Yeezy Slide made by Adidas on that side, and then you're also just going to have the Yeezy Slide with your size tag here on the back. So nothing too crazy on the box, but what we really want to cover is the meat and potatoes, which is the slides. So right here to my side, I do have the green glows, or the glow green Adidas Yeezy Slide. So nothing really too crazy. We'll put one down. So as you can see, this is basically done in a one-piece construction. It's kind of molded. A lot of people want to say it looks like a gel slide, which technically I guess it kind of does. But also anything Yeezy does is going to have hype around it. But this is definitely one of the most comfortable slides that I've ever owned. Probably the most comfortable, if we're being honest. I did have the original Earth Brown Yeezy slide that released, I want to say 2019, 18, I could be wrong. But in that time frame, I did have that shoe. They definitely made it a little bit different that first go around, and they weren't technically as soft, so I just got rid of them. I think I paid about 50 or 60 bucks at that time, and flipped them for 150 after I've already used them. So I mean, at that point, you know, I thought it was a decent price, which they are going for more now. But I did get rid of them. They weren't that comfortable. But then Yeezy started coming out with new colorways and also restocking colorways. And this time around, they are much more soft. So whatever, I think it's EVA foam that they used here. It's definitely very like condensed. It does like sink in a lot if that's what you like. So it gives you a little bit of a bounce. But this is one of the colorways that's actually the cheapest on the market. These go for about $100 on the resale market, where the pure colorway goes for about $170. The Onyx goes for about $180. And the ochres go for about $130, $140. So there's different price ranges depending on the color that you like. You know, the more wearable colors are obviously the more expensive ones, but this one is just kind of out there. This one just reminds me of summer, and I wear slides mostly in the summertime anyway, so this one was a no-brainer for me, and for, you know, $100, and it just made sense. So definitely these are way more comfortable on the restock pairs than the original first release that came out. I also noticed that these come with a more textured look on here. As you can see, there's more of like a texture on that, whereas the original first release was more of like just a smooth coat, matte finish, you know, nothing too crazy. But there are just some subtle changes. Another big thing that pops out is down here is this outsole. It's kind of got these ridges, as you can see right here. So these are also made in that EVA foam. So not only do you have this sole here, but you also have these extra ridges that kind of give you that extra bounce. So I think this also makes it just a little bit more comfortable. But, you know, again, a lot of people see these, you know, as a sneakerhead, you look at a price and you think about, oh, $100 or oh, $150 for a slide. It's not that much, but we're actually talking about a slide now. So it is pricey for some people, you know, to pay that for a slide, whereas you can get Nike or Adidas slides for anywhere from 20, 30, 40 bucks. So, you know, the price range is a big downfall for some people. They might not want to pay that, but as a sneakerhead, you know, and you want a hype product, and you're more willing to shell out that extra, you know, 100, 150, all the way up to $200, depending on the colorway and your size. But I also wanted to give this video to bring up some alternates. Now, one of the biggest things about Kanye that he's been ranting about lately is Adidas just released their Adelaide 2022 slides. They come in the lime, sand, I believe. They're coming out with the black colorway, and then they have like the lime sand mixture. So it is a different take, you know, on the slides. It's something a little bit newer. Obviously off of first impressions, I do like it. I like it kind of reminds me of like a Kanye Adidas slide with a Salehi Bembury croc that they did, where he kind of had the fingerprint textile to it mashed with the Adidas Yeezy Slide. That's kind of what I thought about just off of first rip. It was kind of just a perfect mixture, you know, just added some texture to what was already kind of like the mold of the Yeezy Slide. Something a little bit different, gave it a little bit more life. So those have been selling out recently just because they do resemble the Yeezy Slide very much. So one thing that I did notice on those, they actually made this toe area kind of, as you can see, it starts off wide and then it kind of just tapers down. And so for the wide footers, this is kind of a problem, especially if you wear it with socks. It just gets kind of narrow down here, so it gets tight and it gets like sticky on your foot. So that's another thing that may cause issues. You know, I have just a normal narrow foot, or a normal foot I would say, so that's not really, these aren't an issue for me. But some wide footers may not be able to fit this, and if you're spending that extra kind of money, then that's going to be a huge issue. So Adidas came out with the Adalettes that are supposed to be, you know, a little bit more accessible. Right now they've been selling out, but I think that's mainly to drive the hype on those a little bit. So they sell out instantly, and then they drop more pairs so more people will want to buy it. So that's just kind of a marketing thing that I think they're doing. But on this video, I wanted to show you a more affordable option if the $100 is too much for you. So basically what Urban Outfitters did was drop the Adidas Yeezy Slide in the Urban Outfitters way. So basically, if you look, these are almost identical to the Yeezy Slides. First rip, this basically looks like the Onyx Slides. And if you look, put that down to the side. But if you look, basically the silhouette is identical to the Adidas Yeezy Slide. Basically the same piece construction, one piece. The only difference is going to be the outsole. As you can see here, it's done of more of a flat version, whereas the other way had those ridges that kind of made it stand out a little bit more. So me personally, I do like this flat version better. I'm not even gonna lie. But it's just something that is a little bit different, but it's basically ripping off Kanye's Slide. So the difference about this one is it started off with a retail of $25. So 25 versus 100, you kind of be the judge of what you want to spend. So basically, if somebody just saw this on your foot, if they're just not really a huge sneakerhead, they would never know the difference. Obviously, it says UO here for Urban Outfitters. But other than that, when you're wearing these and you see these on feet from the top down, you're not going to be able to tell that this is an Urban Outfitters Slide. It's going to look exactly like the Adidas Yeezy Slide. The only way that they can tell is through this outsole, which is crazy to me because they kind of try to resemble that little textured effect on here on the upper. But this one is a little bit more glossy than the Adidas Yeezy Slide, and the texture does feel a little bit different. This one's a little bit more slick with just kind of that textured look on it. But again, these were actually 50% off the other day. I think I ordered them like last week. They came in like 2 or 3 days. So for $12.50, this is a huge alternative for the Adidas Yeezy Slide. So this is just something that I wanted to buy to kind of give you just a different look, you know, different alternative. Obviously, you don't want to pay the $100. You want to pay $12.50 if you want to just wear these around the house, or if you want to wear these to the pool, to the lake, you know, whatever the case may be. This is definitely a great option. So again, this is the black colorway. I did pick it up in another colorway, the tan colorway. So this one is basically the pure colorway. So again, it's crazy how identical these are. You know, Kanye's already ripping Adidas, which is the brand that he signed to, for recreating his shoes. And again, Urban Outfitters basically has gotten away with doing an exact replica of his shoes minus the bottom. So again, like I said, that's what kind of comes on. It's this flat kind of surface on the bottom instead of these ridges that you see here. So that's just one way that you could tell. But literally, if you're putting these pairs side by side from the top down, like almost identical looking shoes. So again, the colorways are going to be a big difference. The bottoms are going to be a big difference, but it's just crazy how close that they've gotten this. And this one, I will say, it's actually a little bit wider. These are both size 11, so these are basically the exact same size. As you can see on the toe, the Yeezy kind of looks a little bit more narrow, and this one's a little bit more wider. So if you do have these wide feet, this one's probably going to be the better option for you. So you want to pay the $100. Well, actually, this one probably costs, I think it's $170 in a size 11 or $12.50 for a size 11. You kind of be the judge. Like I said, I do like this flat feature a little bit more. Obviously, these ridges with the EVA foam kind of give you a little bit more bounce and a little bit more of that sink-in effect, the cushion. But this is also just, a more sleek version. If you're just going to wear this around the house and just slide on, then this will probably be the way to go. So I will say the one thing that I did mention that I do like this bottom outsole better. But with right here, how it has this little indentation right here, I will notice when you step on it, it kind of makes like a suction cup sound. So when you stick on, like, I have wood floors, so it sounds like it's just popping a little bit whenever you're stepping off on here. I don't know if that's something they thought about on the design or what the case may be, but I notice if you walk on your heels a little bit more than normal, then that will kind of give you a little popping noise. So it's nothing, to be turned off about. It's nothing too crazy, but it's just something that I noticed the first time that I wore these. So like I said, this is just something that you can just wear around the house if you don't want to beat up your Yeezys. If you want to use those as like going out shoes or going to the store, whatever, you can use these as house shoes or wearing them to the water or whatever the case may be. This is just a good cheap alternative. So like I said, I picked up these two pairs, basically for 25 bucks or $12.50. So two pairs for 25 bucks, and you got both colorways, and they come in this pure colorway, they come in this black onyx colorway, they come in gray, they come in a green almost similar to like the resin colorway, and they also come in a deeper brown, which is kind of like the earth brown that Yeezy does have, and they also come in like a lavender colorway. So they give you some options. I don't know if I said gray, but they do come in gray as well. But I'll put a picture up so you can kind of see all the different color combinations that they do have. But for $12.50, if you want the look, you just don't want to pay the price, that's also just a good alternative. So I just wanted to give you just something on this channel, because we don't really talk about slides too often, and I know it's one of the biggest sellers on the market today. But again, kids and stuff don't have jobs right now. Maybe they do have summer jobs and they don't want to shell out their entire paycheck for a pair of slides, and they want that look. This is definitely a good option. Or if you are hard on your shoes and you want to wear them out, constantly just keep wearing them and you go through them like crazy, then $12.50 is not anything to buy a second pair. So they are selling out in some pairs, so if it's something that you're interested in, I definitely recommend going. I'm a 10.5, so as far as sizing goes, I did buy a 10 in the black because that's all they have. They didn't have 11, which they do fit. I do like to have a little bit more room in my slides just to be more comfortable, and I do like wearing them with socks. So the 10 is like a true fit, but the 11 definitely gives me some room, which I do like. So if it's just something that you like to have more room, I definitely recommend the 11. If you like that more true one-to-one fit and you're gonna wear it mostly without socks, then I'd recommend going to the 10. But like I said, I'm a 10.5 and Nike Jordans, so I had to get up. I do recommend the 11 over the 10. But I just, like I said, I wanted to have one of each color to kind of show you, and they only had a 10 in the black. So again, if you like these videos, if you find them entertaining, or if you find them educational and you want me to continue to do more, definitely let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. I know it's been a minute since I dropped the video, but I'm trying to get back into it. So we do have the Off-White Air Jordan, or I'm sorry, I'm just used to saying that just because there's so many Off-White Air Jordans, but I have the Off-White Air Force 1 mids that are coming out in the white colorway. They should be on my doorstep tomorrow, so be looking out for that video coming up this week. Again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking me out. I go by Mike T. Peace and blessings.